Okay, so this game turned out basically what you'd expect anytime we get together, especially coming up here. Just a tough, hard-fought game by both teams, and just extremely proud of our players, our coaching staff, but mostly our players. Their effort was outstanding. I think they showed a lot of toughness throughout the game, and just really, really happy about that. We were tested numerous times during the course of the game. The guys didn't flinch; they stayed calm, stayed poised, and hung together, which is what you have to do in those tough situations. So happy about that. A lot of grit there. And then basically in the locker room, it was great to see a bunch of guys feeling really good about themselves. And that's what happens when you have to fight for something, and they certainly did that. So definitely want them to enjoy the bus ride home. That's part of the deal here. So happy about that, and then enjoy what's left of the night. Probably won't be much when we get back there, but we'll go back to work tomorrow just like we always do. Look at the tape, try to learn some things there. And right now for us, it's a one game season. We broke this thing up 8 games, and bye weeks we'll see where we're at that point. But it's a 1 game season. Just mention a couple guys certainly. LeSean did a great job running the football out there, and Sebastian, can't say enough about him, the way he's been playing as a senior guy, really started hitting stride at the end of last year. And then Drew as well, and I'll just circle back with LeSean. Didn't look overly impressive, quite frankly, in that Michigan State game, especially in the third quarter, but got back up on his feet and played well in that fourth quarter, and then just played outstanding football today. So good to see a guy, hit some adversity, come back, and I can say the same thing about Drew. It wasn't his best effort last week, his best outing, and came back today and just, he's right on the money. So that says a lot about just how those guys handled some tough situations. And then Torrey, said it last week, Torrey could have been special teams player, probably, at least in my mind, a couple times this year. Certainly performed extremely well again tonight. And again, you're talking about a guy who's a senior, experienced. He's leading our team. He's a great, strong team leader, and backing it up with some outstanding performance. So those are all good things. Ran the ball well today. Defense got a lot of 3 and outs. Came away with the takeaways in the second half, so that was obviously critical. And then the last thing, as I understand it, Rusty Toolbox goes back to Iowa City, so happy about that. I think 4 in a row. So I know those guys, and I joke about it. Those guys are the job they do is just unreal. They work their tails off. They're really all about helping the program. So appreciate that and happy for their success too. And I'll throw it out for questions.
First of all, Eric Hall, what's his status?
Yeah, he's injured, so it's not good, and we'll know early next week. But it's tough, and it's like everybody's been hurt this year. It's just really tough for the individual. So wish I had good news. I don't have bad news yet, but we'll know that Monday or Tuesday.
Can you quantify what Taylor's performance means? I mean, just the difference it makes in a game.
Torres? Yeah, I can because I'm old enough to remember Reggie Roby. I got to experience him for 2 years, and it gives you options. When you have confidence in the guy punting, it gives you some options in terms of play calling, situational awareness, those kinds of things. And in today's game, it didn't look like there was going to be a lot of scoring the way it was going, and just having the opportunity to, try to keep your opponent down in there is a good thing. We had one penalty that, let him off the hook on the one, but it gives you a little bit more flexibility, and you keep that in mind as you're thinking about the game and how it's going to unfold.
I know that you hold Roby in high esteem, the memory of him, and find it hard to compare anybody to him, but what your guys doing is pretty close.
Yeah, my memory's not that good, but as far but Reggie's NFL career is phenomenal too. So I can say this: the impact he's having on our team in the games is I got to think equal. And Reggie was a huge part of our success in '81. The breakthrough. I'm standing here. You mentioned that our first legitimate win was up in State College in 2020, I believe, November. Might have been October, late October, but I think November. And Jason Baker was the star of that game because he just kept pinning them in, and we went back and forth and had enough to win. So, if you got a guy who's really stellar like that, it's a real luxury for you.
How much of a point of emphasis was it to really establish the run and get that going?
Well, you're watching our team. We're kind of running out of some options here, but I think the other story there too, and I've said I feel like our line is gaining ground the last couple of weeks, and I thought today they played with a lot of toughness and a lot of confidence. I think they're improving. So, you do what it takes to win, and that's kind of our deal. That's our mantra. And, So it's all good. But certainly if we rush the ball better, that's going to give us a better chance to be successful. I'm sorry. Yeah.
It's almost to the point where it's easier to name players that are healthy, like aren't healthy than healthy.
Yeah, a few come to mind, but yeah.
We always talk about next man up mentality. You sit back, you look at the group and the way they've won this season. Why is this specific team built to be resilient and to step up to the challenge?
That's a choice everybody makes, and coming out of state college a couple of weeks back, it was tough. So you got two choices. I know we couldn't have done 3 weeks ago what we did today. I know that, and I don't have a way to measure that or quantify it, but you guys watch the team, so the guys are growing, and that's what the season's all about. That's what the sport's all about. That's what life's all about. It's just looking at your situation. What can you do to get better? What can you do to give yourself a chance to be competitive? And credit goes to our guys. They just good group. I'm sorry. Come right back to you.
First time for your defense to hold the team to single digits this year. Do you think this was the defense's best performance of the year, and did it surprise you at all, or did you expect something like this?
Yeah, you don't know what to expect, quite frankly. And these guys really look good on film. They're strong up front, got an outstanding running back, and they've been throwing the ball the way they want to. Quarterback's a run threat, so you never go into any game just at least I don't have the habit of feeling real good about anything. But the guys were playing, and they got into a groove. They drove the ball that first possession. And then after that, we settled down and played. And then I think we had 2 possessions in that second half. They're a little shaky the first 2. But then we kind of settled in. And, the guys just, you can feel them kind of fitting in on things and being wired in. And to me, the key really as the game went on was us, trying to keep their back under control because he's a really good football player. And we did that well enough to, at least keep things where you hope you can, maybe, stay in the thing. I'm going to come back. I'm sorry. Yeah.
By style or whatever scheme, you put a lot on your defense, and the defense seems to always come through.
Yeah.
When you look at today, the way that it was put together, and then Sebastian Castro and the TFL, the ability to hit a knee instead of returning for a touchdown.
Yep.
I mean, his growth and then this defense. What's kind of your thoughts?
Well, I mean, first of all, it's kind of been our style for like 23 years when we started playing defense finally. So that's just how we're wired. That's our DNA, and make no bones about that. And then but it takes just what you're referring to. It takes a guy like Sebastian, who 2 years ago was a really good player, a good special teams player. Starting, not starting. I thought his best game was in the bowl game last year, and so that's the fun part, is watching guys elevate their play and really get the confidence that it takes to be good. And when you get that from older guys, it just has a really good impact and effect on everybody. So coincidentally tonight you got him and you got Lee Sean, both from the same high school, and both had major roles in the whole deal. And they've had their ups and downs as players, but that's the fun of it when you see a guy in his senior year, like he's playing just at a whole different level than he has his whole career. So that's a beauty of experience. If a guy is a guy who works hard and tough-minded, and boy, I tell you, he's been tough-minded since he showed up. That hasn't been an issue. So now he's learned how to play football. I'm sorry? Well, I mean, we're playing pretty well in defense. We had field position, or at least trying to control it. And, it's just, we didn't want to be reckless or careless. And, the way things were going, we felt like the way we played it was pretty smart. And turns out it was. But if you lose, it's not so smart. But, you just kind of go with the feel of the game and the feel of the team, what they're doing, and, just kind of ride with the flow a little bit.
One team changed its style considerably. One team didn't in this match. The team that did, especially offensively. Do you take anything from that?
No, I mean, football is still, you got to play defense. Starts there. Can't be sloppy with the football. Yeah, we didn't do that today. And if you play good in the kicking game, and then if you run the ball successfully, it gives you a shot. So I mean, those are basics. They've been that way for 100 years. And typically, if you look at big games, that really is still kind of what gets down to. I know there's exceptions to every rule, but it's kind of been my experience. And I'm sitting here thinking about 85 against Michigan. I mean, just that's just kind of the way football is when you get two good teams together. But you never know what to expect, and then you better be able to adjust when things do go off the rails a little bit.
Coach, a few days ago at your press conference, you brought the wristband supporting today's kid captain, Maddie Ramirez.
Yeah.
I talked with her and her mom before the game. They said they such a challenge right now. What's that mean?
Well, I mean, the single best thing that's ever happened in my career probably is the wave, and I have nothing to do with it, just for the record. Krista Young is still the person who came up with the idea. And I hope as long as I'm coaching, it will never be commercialized or sponsored by somebody. I hope that happens. I'm not optimistic. But it's such a good gesture. And it's not just us. It's for everybody that the patients, the families, and the patients always have the families. But all the people that work with the kids, not only doctors, but the nurses, the therapists, and it's numerous. So in a lot of ways, children's medicine's a lot like sports, where there's a sense of community. And, they all got stories. And boy, you want to talk about mental toughness. Usually it's those kids and their families. So it was nice of her to give me that back in August. I don't wear jewelry. I do wear a wedding band outside. I don't wear jewelry. Otherwise, I would have had it on probably. But but I did want to recognize her. And all the kid captains have been. I'll tell you, a job I don't want is the one who has to figure out who are the 12 kid captains. Good luck on that one, because they're all great stories.
Two more questions.
Deacon talked about
I'm
the
s-
importance of, all three phases of the game, defense and special teams coming up huge today. So how important is that for you guys and to be so excellent on that side of the ball when maybe offensively, passing game wasn't what you wanted it to be?
Yeah, I mean, every team's got its challenges, and we've got some I think that are different now than they were in August. So you adjust, you play to your strengths, try to play to your strengths, but tonight was a true team win. The offense did a good job burning clock, running the football effectively, setting up some scores. Defense, played an outstanding game, and the special teams, for the most part, were pretty good. Couple penalties, but outside of that, they impacted the game positively. So if you get all three things working together, it's a good formula if you can get that. It's not always, and I've heard the win 2 out of 3. I'm not sure I'm buying that one either, but if you get all three, it sure helps.
Deacon had said that he
Okay, go, last two.
he had some happy tears after
Who's that? I'm sorry.
Deacon Hill.
Yeah, yeah.
He had said that he had some happy tears after the win. Could you get a sense of how much it did mean to him to come back here and get the win?
It's kind of like, to answer your question, no. I didn't ask him a thing this week, and, it's got to be obvious. He knows every guy in the team other than the transfers that came in. So, he's got friends here. If you know Deacon, he's just that kind of person. Great guy. But I think it was just one of those situations where, he saw a better opportunity. Clearly he was not part of the picture here. So I don't think there's any hard feelings or any of that kind of stuff. And, coming back, it's got to be a little bit special for him. But just happy for him and happy for the way he's led our team here the last couple of weeks. And I'm not surprised, but just really happy. And he'll keep getting better. He's a really quality guy. Last one, we'll get out of here. So. Oh, it was? Okay, perfect. Makes it easy. Thanks. See you guys.